I hope you're doing well. Hi, MySpace. Hi, LimeWire. Everyone above, whoever's watching it. I guess Vimeo, because apparently someone was like putting my videos up on Vimeo and stuff. And if I ever catch you on Patreon putting up these videos, and it's not me, first off, smart move. Second off, yeah, that's gonna come down. So please don't do that. Greetings AOL or Yahoo or anything like that. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm not going to get into how long it's probably going to be for those of you that are watching. Just know that if you're watching this in the future, you probably get the whole treat of watching it on YouTube at the seamless experience as opposed to most people. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and just jump into it? What do you guys say? Yeah? We waited long enough. All right, season 2, episode 22. Oh, damn, they're just picking it up right off the bat. Like, oof. Go! Get out of there, yeet! Oh! Yo, that was straight up like a judo throw, but just through the hair. Oh! What an intro, or really 157 in. Dang. What a way to like just like get you hyped up. I know it's a lot of physical stuff, but there's actually like, if you're a martial artist, you would just straight up, I don't know, get excited about a lot of the like I don't put it like moves that are being used. So for example, if you ever I don't know, if you ever train in like fighting 2 or 3 people at a time, you know, it's always, I don't know how to put it, like even if it's like you and your teammates against one person or anything like that, you will always notice that like, how do I put it, if you're the stronger one that's like fighting in this group and you're going one-on-one, the other people seem to always get in the way, especially if you actually know how to throw kicks and punches and whatnot, right? Like actually grapple, CQC, whatever it may be. So I just found it very, very realistic in that setting, like in a martial arts setting where it's like, hey, get out, get the person you need, get out, so that way I can actually, you know, confront this person. Otherwise, it can be used against you. Like, for those of you that don't know, I'm actually a martial arts instructor currently as well. That's why sometimes, like, on Discord on Wednesdays, I, like, disappear in the evening to go ahead and teach some stuff. So, if you're not careful, you can actually grab the weaker opponent and, like, use him against, like, stronger opponent. So for example, if I was fighting both of them, you know, and they're both trying to punch you at the same time, what you can do is you can definitely position them in an aspect where they're only going to get hurt. Jackie Chan. No, nothing like that, man. I just learned a lot of martial arts since I was a little kid. But yeah, so it's always proportionate to go ahead and like give yourself some breathing room to fight. Give yourself the ability to fully go out and understand that there is like, I don't know how to put it, like the primal aspect that comes out of it. I'm still wondering about Elsa though. And I think my big thing off of this is like, you know, how does it seem as though like she's trying to understand what a person is, right? Like her whole thing is essentially like, oh, you know what, like your bowels are amazing. It's like, I don't know how to put it, it always comes off like, you know, I wouldn't say a psychopath, but like, I don't know how to put it, like if you ever take away someone's ability to do something or create someone to do a certain action, right, that they're always going to be wondering what that one thing that they're missing is. I hope that makes sense. So, I don't know. It's like a doll. It's like a clay figure. It's like Pinocchio, for example, or the Tin Man, who's always looking for a heart, but through a dark aspect where it's like, you know, psychologically, you're always looking for the phantom limbs that you wish you had, type of thing. So, I'd also be really interested in exploring a story, and I hate to bring this up, where Subaru literally teams up with the dark side like this, with like Elsa and like others and like travels the world, recruits all these like baddies and like not good baddies, and then go ahead and decides to like, I don't know, like make himself king or something greedy like that. That would be amazing. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and continue with it? Oh, he does? Oh shit. Okay, that's interesting. Subaru. Oh, let's see how you answer this time.
外にどんな脅威があっても。いや、扉渡りは閉じた扉にしか効果がない。相手もそれを知って。どうして敵はその欠陥を知っているのかしら。
Stop trying to be all suspicious, you know. Oh, oh, oh shit. Okay, you're not gonna be angry at Roswell? Yo, I'd be fucking pissed. Oh, hell no. Yo, think about it like this. This just makes shit even more tragic for her. You literally know that Roswell sent someone to kill you, and you have no choice but just to accept it. Because you haven't come up with the idea or with the nuisance of accepting someone into your life that may not necessarily be the person that you're looking for. Holy shit. Oh, oh, that would hurt so much. It's like, especially if it's like you've been there for generations and it's someone that, like, even if you don't trust necessarily, like, you know, you would expect them to act in a certain way, to go ahead and go through with something like this. That's rough. Holy shit. It's like if my dad decided to go ahead and like send someone to just beat me the fuck up, and I'm just like, oh no, but I'm just gonna chill in my room until, I don't know, like neat mentality. I get isekai into another world. Like, because you're talking about the relationship aspect. Like, aside from someone, like, you can be suicidal, right? You can have thoughts of harming yourself and whatnot, and still care about your relationship with others, right? And still have the mentality of like, yeah, you know what, like, I'm having these depressive thoughts, but at the same time, the relationships that I built with others are still there, you know? That doesn't mean anything less. So, like, you know, you can't necessarily be like, oh, just because she's suicidal, none of this other things matter. It's like, because she's suicidal, the relationship aspects, the connections that she's made can easily be seen and torn, especially if there was like even just like a weak string, right? And like you discover, oh, all of a sudden, like they're the ones that sent this, more than likely, that connection comes burned. That connection can actually lead into a person fully deciding on what they want to do or what they don't want to do. You know? Like, it is such a big thing when it comes to, like, I guess, dynamics, right? Relationship dynamics and power dynamics in that scenario. Do you just accept it and go through with it, or do you actually feel hurt and anger? And maybe that's why you're lashing out like that. It's not so much just because you can't find someone to go with, but at the same time, it's because, like, the people that you've trusted for so long, like, have hurt you in some way, shape, or form. You know, and how do you evolve off of that? Like, that might be the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's disheartening. That's really, like, tough to hear. Anyway. Thank you, Subaru. Thanks. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh. Oof. Oh no, Betty, don't get me emotional. Did she give you the freedom to choose? Write your own story. Oh. Oh.
その人だったらお前がベティのその人になってくれるの。バカかお前。俺がお前のその人。
Why do you do this to yourself? Oh, bro, no. I want to go ahead and like punch him on that one. Jesus, no. So you've already shown that like you gave your speech, you know, you're already in like you were already in the end zone here. Like you're about to score a touchdown. All you got to do is be empathetic, be like, you know, while I may not be that person 100%, you know that like I will be there for you, you know. You don't even have, because if he pulls another like, you know, like, but I love Emilia shit, like, no, like, there's a difference. He's just super. Sometimes you just gotta, like, he does everything right up to a certain point, and you're just like, come on, dude, come on. Like, even in an attachment setting, like, you don't have to fucking announce it all the time. You can literally be like, yeah, I'll be there for you, you know? Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, how else would you react? Like, if someone's like, hey, like, are you going to be that person for me? And they're like, no. And then just, like, don't elaborate off of that. Like, even if they're getting pushed back, like, not even, like, trying to go off of something like that. To fulfilling her contract, she needs to break it off because it's toxic. Well, there are a lot of things that are toxic, Sergeant Kurt. One of those just being Subaru in general, but a lot of people aren't ready to face that. When it comes to, like, I guess her toxic thing by herself, you have to realize that like toxicity in cycles doesn't necessarily come from someone just being like, yes, I'm the one. It comes from like literally a circle of breaking it, like breaking your own, like, I don't know how to put it. Takes time. It takes a lot of courage and relapses where you wonder if you made that right decision. So that's where I don't know, it makes me wonder, right? Like if she ever did decide to go with Subaru, like stuff like that, in a realistic setting, there would be moments where you think back and you're like, well, this was a choice that I made, you know, was it the right one if this does happen? So that's a big thing to touch upon, you know. And it's not just Subaru. Like a majority of these characters are so toxic in general. For example, Emilia as a character, even now that she's going through her like whole cycling thing, and you can even say like, yeah, majority of people in the world are toxic to some extent. Yes, you know, but like when you like put these characters individualistically up into like say an interaction setting where you're getting to know them either in a normal sense or in a romantic sense, whatever it may be, you would find that like if you're at least in a decent state of mind and a healthy relationship with yourself, you would probably try and get away from them. Only because of the way that they try and influence you and your aspects and what's happening, i.e., for example, Roswell. What would you guys do? Personally, I'd run the fuck away. Like, I would see the manipulative habits that are popping up like that. One, like, I think his tone of voice gave it away from me, and like just the way that like he was acting in season 1. So imagine me like literally coming into contact with someone like that and being like, nope. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, Echidna's fucking toxic as shit. Echidna's fucking omega level brain toxicity in that. Like, but plus he's the clown. Yeah, plus he's the clown. Not a good one. But with that being said, it's like I don't know how else to put it. Like there are people that will literally fall for some of the narcissistic aspects in characters. The persona that they're trying to put on there. Put some characters on pedestals. Rem, Emilia, whoever it may be. It's like look into them and ask yourself, like, would a relationship, like a parasocial relationship or a relationship of friends or a romantic relationship, actually work? Like, you know, for example, with Rem, or with Ram, actually, a majority of people couldn't handle her disses, right? A majority of people just see her and be like, oh, she's absolutely mean. Why would anyone want to be with her? When, like, other people, and just depending on, like, where you're looking from culturally, some people are like, oh, yeah, she's just roasting you. Like, that's actually kind of healthier than like Rem having this unrealistic expectation of a hero who's gonna solve everything and be okay and have like, even though they have their flaws, like it's like I'm gonna go ahead and get super attached to this one idea and idealistic version of doing things. I think Anastasia probably going to look at you just through like a merchant perspective. And are you okay with dealing with someone that only looks at people or interacts with like society in general through those lens, you know? So like, majority of these characters, it's just like, how do you make that change? And are you okay with the relapses? For example, if they do start to change for better on themselves, are you okay with the relapses that are going to come? Because, and I hate to be real about this, a majority of people are in relationships and their partner starts to change and they get scared. They get scared because of the possibilities that come with change. They get scared because even though you as a person are evolving, even today, even the second you're evolving and growing into, changing into another like version of yourself, like another update, you're scared that the partner that you're with, if they evolve, they might evolve into something that you can no longer recognize or you can no longer vibe with. And once you get rid of that fear and you start seeing a person for the person that they are and the changes as either good or bad, then yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Like, you will literally grow leaps and bounds and start to understand that like a lot of the big relationships and stuff that happen, like we'll make a big change. So yeah, I know that this like a big thing of this is like change in general, like I guess starting the process of change. But still throwing that out there, even though there's change happening, if you're still saying, oh yeah, no, 100%, like, I like there would be no issues like going on with like my waifu or my husbando, whichever one you're into, know that there probably would be a significant amount, more so than you think, especially just like off of their personality and the way that they make certain decisions. But anyway, here's the best boy. Let's go. Oh shit, in for the save. And then auto. No. Bruh, please. Oh gosh. So I'm thinking about it, like, and this is my brain at work, right? And before I put my brain at work, AZ, yes, absolutely, like Petra. I am sorry, but when some of you guys mention anything about Petra, my eye goes up, and I'm like, I'm like questioning what you guys mean by anything said by that. So please, no children in the comments or anything in general. Like, keep kids out of it. Like, absolutely. No, AZ, this wasn't meant for you. I've just meant, like, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh yeah, Petra is the, like, best, she's my waifu, and I'm like, bro, she's a little kid. Like, you want the FBI knocking all up on your door? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But anyway, yeah, and stop auto abuse, please. But anyway, aside from that, I was thinking, how do you only auto understood only auto understood what the hippo said. Oof. What are you talking about? Petra is Pandora? Yeah. Oof. But anyway, how would you go ahead and handle the situation, right? So this is what I'm thinking is the way that I would go ahead and handle, like, if you were alone, how would you handle both assassins at once, right? And the only way that I can think of is to go ahead and literally like set the surrounding on fire and set the mansion on fire with you and them in it. Smoke them out. Either like they're in there trying to look for Betty and you smoke them out, or vice versa. Like, You know, die from I can't even say the word right. Dang, that's how tired I am. Asphyxiation or something like that, you know? That would be a good way to go ahead and, like, you know, at least take care of one of them. I'm not sure about Elsa, you know? That's all, yeah, hey, that's probably the best way to do it. Either that or, like, like, set them in cement or stone or something like that. Not really like ice or something that can break, but quite literally just make a trap of cement, you know, or quicksand or something like that where they're in there. Now, what if the hippo's spitting facts? Oh yeah, oof, oof. Anyway, oh yeah, Hippo-chan.
お客様お疲れ様だメイジャースキル
Hmm. And bro, at that point, just jump out the window.
はい美人になったわよありがとう母様鏡は
Huh, she might have grown up healthy if this was actually the case. Oof.
エミリアお客様だ
エミリア様、おはようございます。お出迎え。
I take that back. I forgot that it was there.
おはようございます
召し物が大変
Aww.
私としたことが少しばかり見惚れてしまいました。い
Oh.
つまでもお待ちしております。エミリア様。
Wow. Okay. What a.
二人とも大好き
What a big action. Oof. I'll wait till the scene sums up and then I'll stop it.
こんなところに一人では難しくても時間をかければお二人も。
でも
お
そんな世界はどこにもない
Okay, so at least she does acknowledge it.
エミリア。ありうべからざる今を見て、ここで暮らしたいとは思えなかったのかい？二人に幸せになってほしいと思ったはずだ。
All right, it can.
君の理想の
All right.
ジュースみたいに最後の最後まで私を怖がらせて
He was.
一人にしないで守り続けてくれた
Aww.
みたいに大切な人のために一番その人のためになることをしたいと願えるラムみたいに友達のために頑張れる
Even Otto gets a shout out. Oh.
絶対に言わなかったガーフィールみたいに傷だらけで苦しんで私を好きだって言って無理にスバルみたいにあの人たちにカッコつけられる私でいたいこれからは私も誰かに手を差し伸べてあげたいだから私は大丈夫
Emilia.
心配してくれてありがとう
My heart is just like, oh boy. That was a lot to take in.
なんだ思ったよりフォルトナ母様に似てなくて残念
Wow. Okay, before we continue, guys, I think this is probably one of the biggest things. It's like, you know, especially when you're thinking about, like, you know, an unthinkable president. This is why, in a big way, like, I've always called a kid a really, really bad therapist in general. And I know some people get offended. They're like, well, she's doing trials. And it's like, yeah, that's not, like, it's hard, bro. I'm literally just making a point that, like, if you ever go to a therapist like this and they're forcing you to go through shit like this without you being prepared for it, they would be considered a bad fucking therapist. Like, you know, like, so I don't know. Some people just get tickled really, really easily. But anyway, my big thing with this is being in the present, being in the here and now, and like it's crazy to think about that even just a fraction of a second ago, the memories that we've already had are a part of our past, um, and being able to face that reality, face the reality of the actions and the memories that you've committed with, like, you are who you are today because of the way that things ended up being, right? And you can evolve and you can change into a new and different person, but that comes with the ability to accept the way that situations are now. And that's such a big thing that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people love to live on the past, on the memories that they made. And it's crazy to think that, along the way, the only thing that, like, I guess the only thing that we carry through with us, like, even like after you pass away and all of that, the only thing that people will retain of you, aside from pictures and all of that, because pictures can just be one thing, are the memories. So, if anything, I encourage all of you, you know, be in the present, go out and make memories, try and live your life. And if you have stuff in your past, seek out help, guys. Like, if you're not ready for a therapist, seek out like a coach or a buddy or someone that you can vent to. If you have something that like you feel like you're drowning and like you're quite literally like in a pool that just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, reach out to a friend. Like, you're not alone in this. And there are other people out there who are more than willing to help or to listen or not even to understand, because no one can truly understand what you're going through. And if someone says that, they're lying. Like, if they're like, oh yeah, no, I completely understand. I completely understand what you're going through. It's like, no, you can never understand, but you can empathize. You can draw from your experiences and be there with them and be like, hey, like, if anything, if you want to vent, I'm here for you. This is what happened to me. This is my story, but like, don't pair it one to one with what's going on with you, you know? So it's such a big like representation in that, and being able to accept your past, being able to accept where you are at the moment and where you're trying to head to. And I think, her jumping into the pool, the way that Subaru jumped off the cliff like that, it's like her being determined to like push past that, her being like determined to push past everything that's been there. It's a big I don't know. It's such a big moment in time where you can grow and you can accept and be who you are and whatnot. So please, try and make those memories, try and make connections, try and make relationships, even if they're through Discord, social media. Parasocial relationships count. Extend yourself, read, practice some self-care, and if you're having a bad time, check in with someone. Let someone know. I know it's not easy, and even if you're watching this and you've had a shit day, know that I'm proud of you. Like, genuinely proud of you for actually like even being able to get up or even lay on your bed and watch a stream of some random psychologist on Twitch watching ReZero. Like, it takes a lot of energy to do what you're doing, and even if it's just showering or getting up, making your bed. So it's the small steps that count, but keep working, keep doing what you need to do, and keep reaching out. But anyway. Oh, the villagers were there. Oh.
心配してくれてありがとう。私は全然元気です。
Oh.
怪我もしてません。ただごめんなさい。まだ約束の試練が全部終わってなくて。
That's one more. Let's go.
スバルたちから聞いてくれてるはずよね。みんなをこの聖域に留めておく理由はなくなったの。結界は私が必ず解いてみせるけど、でもみんなは家族のところ。スバル様たちから。おい、なんか言われた。
These guys.
ですのでエミリア様、約束通りお待ちしてます。
Oh. Let's go, final trial.
すぐに挑むつもりなんだけど
Start the Halo music. It's final trial. Let's go.
エミリア様はエミリア様の
Ooh,
それ
let's go. Let's go.
いずれ来たる最悪に向き合え
Bruh. Please don't tell me that's the end. Oof. Oof. I can't sadly, but oof. All right. Is there, do we have even like a little, no, we don't. We don't even get a taste of the next episode. Oh gosh. Oof. All right, ReZero. All right, I thought that we were at least gonna like go back to like Garfield and fighting Elsa, and then like big revelation moment. It turns out like Elsa can die or something. I don't know. Damn. Damn. But with these 29 minutes episodes are too short apparently. But don't tell YouTube that, because apparently you throw up a 28-minute episode and they're like, oh, like, this is way, way too short. Why do you think Echidna was crying? I think Echidna was crying out of frustration. To be 100% honest with you. I think when Echidna actually shows her emotions in one way, like, it can actually be her real self in that regard. But, like, it's, it's out of frustration, especially because, like, Echidna doesn't really want her to succeed, You can call it envy, you can call it whatever you want, but like seeing her tear up like that, it's like, how is it that like this girl that like, you brought up 100% to fail and everything that you've written is succeeding at this moment, and even if it's like a tough job to handle, and you've seen probably other people that have taken the trial like fail, right? And she's so naive in all of this. Like, she's actually pulling through. And it's like, what is that strength? And I think that strength, when looking at it, is, like, again, the connections. Like, how do I put it? Roswell is connected to Echidna, right? But, like, how do I put it? Did Roswell, at any point, aside from just putting her on a pedestal, like, change her? Like, impact her? Like, make her actually like evolve as an individual? Why does she hate? It's not so much hate, it's just like, I don't know how to put it. It's that feeling of frustration. You don't really have to do anything but just be frustrated with like the ideology of like, how is it that this person that's so naive and like, you can say, oh well, she hates her because of like her lineage or her past or whatever it may be. Do you think Echidna was? I think at that moment when she was like, trying to hold it in, but not really, like she was sincere with her frustration. Like, if anything like that, I think like it's just, like things were not supposed to play out the way that they're playing out now, because like Echidna is sort of losing. Like, granted, the sanctuary might be liberated, but wrong one. But like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, what comes off of that is like the ineptitude of someone that's supposed to know so much and that's supposed to know what's to come and where it's going and all of this thing, but yet couldn't predict that the innocent little girl would go ahead and be the one that freed everything up. The one that like you hate because of being related to the witch, like the Satala or whatever. The one that like you tie in so many loose ends to. Like, I would personally find it frustrating if someone that I want to fail starts succeeding. I'm not sure about you guys, but that's just me being honest. I'd be like, oh, this fucking sucks. So yeah, what an episode. What an episode about facing your own past and being able to move from it and actually start like living in the present, start pushing yourself. And Subaru was starting to rely on friends, starting to open up, starting to evolve as a human being. Like, overall, that's just, oof. It's a big thing. I think it's a big realization for a lot of people to go ahead and like try and go through. Yeah. Well, she is, and there you go. You can just correlate it to that. But with that being said, that is going to be the only episode of ReZero for tonight. Only because, like, one, I'm exhausted, and two, like, yeah, I have other stuff that I need to go ahead and do as well. But I genuinely, really, really appreciate you guys being here. For those of you on YouTube, please practice some self-care. You know, go out, make some memories, make some friends. Try and do whatever you got to do. Get yourself, get some good rest, as 3D Void is saying. I am French. Oui, bonjour. How are you doing? Comment ça va? But anyway, take care of yourself. Be you, be real, be authentic, love yourself, practice some self-care, and for YouTube, I'll talk to you guys next time.